Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to a new video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so you know you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I have to talk about 50 Cent filing for bankruptcy, and like that sent everyone talking this week. But the first thing I said when he filed for bankruptcy is 50 Cent is not broke. He is not broke. So apparently recently he was in court and he was ordered to pay the baby mother of Rick Ross $50 million because apparently he leaked a sex tape that she had. So because that was kind of like violating her rights, he was ordered to pay her $50 million, and after he was ordered to pay her that $50 million, he filed for bankruptcy. And which is weird is before this happened, probably like a couple of weeks ago, I forgot what I was reading, but I know I was reading something online where it was saying that he might file for bankruptcy because it was like this whole sex tape scandal thing, but I didn't know exactly what they were talking about. But this obviously is what they were talking about. And a lot of people was like, oh, 50 Cent is broke, and we know for a fact he is not broke. If you follow him on Instagram, you know that Negro is not broke. He throw out cash left and right. He sit there and he make these jokes. When Diddy got arrested for the whole kettlebell situation with the whole UCLA assistant coach and stuff or whatever, he was making, you know, jokes talking about, yeah, I'm counting the bail money right now. Or recently with the XXL freshman class, when they held their concert here in New York City, Kid, he got arrested like right before the concert started, and he was like, yo, I'm about to go bail him out right now. So we know for a fact 50 got money, and he got his effing vodka going on. I think he got like a SMS like headphones company. Like he has endless amounts of income, and it does not just revolve like around music. So basically, this is what he said about the whole situation. He said, I'm taking the precautions that any other good business person would take in this situation. You know, when you're successful and stuff, you become a target. I don't want to be a bullseye. I don't want anybody to pick me as the guy that they just come with just to claim through all of that. And then he said, Walt Disney has filed for bankruptcy, Donald Trump has filed for bankruptcy. It means you're reorganizing your finances, but it does not stop things from moving forward that you don't want to move forward. So basically what he's saying is he's freezing his assets right now by filing for bankruptcy, so Rick Ross's baby moms does not see that 50 mil that he owes her. So if anything, 50's just thinking smart, so he ain't gotta pay one of his biggest enemies, baby moms, 50-50. And then to like even show more of like his humorous side, he even took to his Instagram, and I think he was going to like a premiere or something like that, and he was standing in front of like those little smart cars, and he was like, cause you know times is hard right now. So 50 ain't broke, y'all. He filed for bankruptcy, but he ain't broke. He just not trying to pay Rick Ross's baby moms the 50 mil he owe her after he leaked her sex tape or whatever. So yes. Moving on to our second beat of this week, I have to talk about Future. So Future, and speaking of Future, today his new album Dirty Sprite 2 is in stores, so purchase it. Well, in stores, online and stuff. Purchase it. I know I seen a lot of people when I went on Instagram this morning scrolling through, they bumping that Dirty Sprite 2. So shout outs to Future. But anyway, his new album is out, so of course with new albums, you know, you have to do press. So there are 3 interviews that I've seen him do this week. The first interview was with Huffington Post, the second one was with Hot 97, and then the third one was with The Breakfast Club. So he breaks his silence. He's the talk of the week, obviously. So with his Huffington Post interview, this is the first time like we're hearing about his side of the situation with him and Ciara. So basically, I'm gonna try to summarize everything. I have like a whole bunch of notes, but long story short, his reason as to why they're not together and like why the whole, you know, the wedding was called off was because she wanted it to be like this big, extravagant, you know, event. He didn't want it on TV. He didn't want the publicity. He was like, I love you, I will marry you tomorrow, but I don't want all of the extra, and she wasn't with it. So he was the one that actually called off their engagement, and he was saying that even after when he called off their engagement, that, you know, they were still together, they were still living together. And then when it came time to like working on her next album, which is her album Jackie, you know, he said that she didn't want to work with him and stuff, which I kind of understand. You don't want to work with him after he done like broke off of your engagement. But I will say that, you know, it kind of affected her music, because when you compare her album Ciara to her album Jackie, to me, honestly, I feel like Ciara was a way better album. And then he was like, with Jackie, you know, she wanted to go more of the pop route and stuff like that. But, you know, I guess it's not so much about the music, but I will say, with her not working with Future and with her not working with Michael Will Made It this past album, you definitely hear the difference. But I will say I like the Ciara album way better than I like the Jackie album, because I only like maybe 2 or 3 songs on Jackie anyway. But yeah, so aside from like the whole music situation, he kind of touched on whether or not he like cheated on her, and he said that he did not cheat on her whatsoever. And what made it worse was that, because, you know, everyone was speculating that they broke up because of cheating rumors, she never, you know, came to his defense, or never came out and said, look, that's not the case, respect our situation right now and hush it. So he felt some type of way about that. He felt that they just grew apart. What else? He said he had, like I said, he had no issues with marrying her, blah, 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 blah. I touched on that. And then, for me personally, I do think that when she came out with the single I Bet, that kind of like, you know, toppled on top of what everyone was thinking about as far as him like cheating on her. And then when he did his Breakfast Club interview later in the week, you know, he kind of touched more about it. And, you know, they brought up the whole Russell Wilson situation, how her and Russell Wilson are together now, how they're celibate, and all of this other stuff. And then one thing that I thought was interesting that they asked was, okay, there was this picture of Russell Wilson pushing the baby stroller with Ciara and Future's son, baby Future, and I'll be sure to answer that if you guys did not see it. So he kind of talked on that situation, and he was like, look, just don't use my son for like no type of publicity stunts. He was like, you got assistants, you got nannies, like you don't have to have him like pushing, you know, my child. Like, it's just like they obviously are not in a good space as of right now. And aside from that, Ciara, she had tweeted on Twitter, and then she was saying, she tweeted, some person is so dishonest and ignorant that they don't deserve a response. And then she also did another tweet where she was talking about him trying to be like a better parent and stuff. Like, it's just crazy. And I understand why it was like big news this week, is because Future, he has not been doing no type of interviews. It's just like, he didn't go on hiatus. He went on hiatus, I would say, from like interview wise, but you know, he was just focused on the music. So yeah, I think I would say I would definitely have to agree with the whole pushing the son in the stroller situation, because when I seen that, I was like, okay, but that's a business, you know, they deal with that. But yeah, shout out to Future. Like I said before, his new album Dirty Sprite 2 is available for purchase and download and all that other good stuff, however you get your music. So yeah, moving on to my third beat of this week, I have to talk about this ongoing spat between, I guess they're separated now, so Young Money and Cash Money. So Monday morning, first thing you hear, oh, Lil Wayne was in Club Live and he was performing, and Birdman was there, and Birdman threw a drink on him. So, you know, that kind of caused everybody to come at Birdman. You so old, you petty, why you throwing drinks? Like, get over it, because he don't want to be under you no more. And then, like, I just thought, like, seriously, first of all, this is the first time of me, like, ever hearing about them being in the same room since everything started falling apart, like, months ago. So that was one thing. But I think throwing a drink, seriously, like, come on. Like, he just sounds petty, but whatever. There was actually like no video of him like being thrown, like there was no video of him like throwing the drink, it was like more of like after the fact, so it was like alleged. I guess you can say he allegedly threw a drink. You just see Lil Wayne on stage looking lost, and then looking up at the balcony where you see like Birdman standing, and it's just like, y'all been through so much. Y'all done came up in this game together. Y'all was like father and son. Y'all loved each other, would do anything for each other, and then come to 2015 is just crazy. But there's more to the story. So after that whole situation where, you know, he allegedly threw a drink at Lil Wayne while he was performing, then Young Thug, he gets arrested this week, and he was basically arrested because he had like an outstanding warrant for like terrorist threats or whatever. They were saying that he had threatened like a mall cop and said that he was going to shoot the cop in the face, and yeah, so that's why he was arrested. But then aside from his, you know, his terroristic threats and him being arrested for that, later on in the week, it was saying that they were saying that Young Thug and Birdman was being accused of trying to kill Lil Wayne. If you guys didn't know, Lil Wayne, his tour bus was shot up like back in April, and Jimmy Carlton Winfrey, and I believe he's like Young Thug's manager, he was actually arrested for the whole situation. And they were saying that, you know, it was a conspiracy that, you know, Birdman and Young Thug, like, they hired him to go like shoot up the tour bus trying to kill Lil Wayne, but I think Lil Wayne wasn't on the bus at the time or something. So they were saying that, you know, Birdman and Young Thug was trying to kill Lil Wayne. And then I was also reading something where they were saying that it was also gang related, and how, you know, the Bloods to be exact. I don't know, it's just too much. And I feel like they've been too much to each other throughout the years, and they've come too far that, you know, this whole them trying to kill, like, cut the BS. And then there's more to the story. We move further down during the week, and then they're like, oh, Birdman is trying to sue Tidal because recently, you know, Lil Wayne, he did a deal with Tidal, and he released his Free Weezy album on Tidal. So apparently, because the whole paperwork and the whole lawsuit with, you know, Birdman and Lil Wayne is still ongoing, he's still like technically, I guess, legally signed to him, so he had no right to release his music elsewhere. And it's just getting out of hand. And it's like, look, okay, if y'all don't want to mess with each other no more, just, I guess, settle out of court, like release him for his contract, release the whole Young Money situation. Like, it's just becoming too much. At first it was funny, everyone was with their jokes and like, oh, Lil Wayne and, you know, Birdman broke up, and Birdman is sad about the situation. But it's like, now when you got life and death, and it's like you carrying more and more lawsuits, like, it's just, it's terrible. Like, y'all need to get it together. That's it, okay? Just please get it together, because it's becoming too much. So moving on to my fourth beat of this week, I want to talk about Miss Brandy Norwood. So if you guys don't know, that she's been here in New York for the past couple of months, and she has been doing Chicago. I believe she had extended her run on Chicago, so I think like next month is like the final month that she'll like be here in New York. So she was recently seen going on the train, and she was I don't think she intentionally went on the train to perform, but she, I guess, was just riding the train going where she was going. You know, she was dressed down, had her hat, her hood on, sunglasses and stuff. And then she was talking, I guess, to like a cameraman, and she started singing Home from The Wiz. And then, you know, it started out gradually, and then she got louder and louder, and then she was just like performing. But then she was like kind of, I wouldn't say she was really like feeling some type of way, but you know, she was feeling some type of way because she didn't get like a response. And then she was talking to this guy, and she was like, well, did you like it? Like, what's up? Like, what's going on? And the guy was kind of explaining to her, like, this happens all the time. And as a New Yorker, I'm like, yeah, people perform all the time. Like, they present themselves. You see dancers, you see like musicians playing instruments, you see people singing. So like, performing on a New York City train is not out of the ordinary. And like, me somewhere, like if I'm on the train, like especially like say I'm like going home or something like that, I'm tired, I got my music on blast, so I'm not even paying attention to half of the people half of the time. So I don't even think that it was like that big of a deal, because some people was like, oh, Brandy is performing on the train, nobody cared, and she's corny. Brandy's not corny. Brandy is talented. I would just say that it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like, maybe she should have showed up on the train looking like Brandy, because like I said, she was like, you know, dressed down and started singing on the train, and she definitely would have got attention. But we know Brandy could sing her throat off. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal the way people was making it seem. So yeah, and if you guys want to check out the whole train performance and how it went down, I'll be sure to link it below for sure. And moving on, speaking of trains, moving on to my last beat of this week, Tyrese's latest album, Black Rose, is now available. And I was watching his interview on Ebro in the Morning for Hot 97 recently. And, you know, he was just talking about, like, the state of R&B, you know, how R&B is dead. He was saying that nowadays, like, you can't hear an R&B track unless, you know, it has, like, some type of rapper on it. It's nothing just, you know, straight R&B. So if you guys don't know, he's independent now. This is supposed to be his last full complete album, and he's just trying to go out with a bang, basically. And he was saying that you know, he's just trying to bring back real R&B. He talked about how, you know, he can't be played on like all radio stations across the board, how he just, you know, wants to do well, and he wants his album to be #1, which it was #1 on R&B, and it was top on Billboard 200. So shout outs to him for that. But yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of like talking about his approach to selling the album. So his first stop was, matter of fact, let me just show you guys the video.
Excuse me, everybody. My name is Tyrese. I'm a singer. I left all of the major record labels so that I can do my thing as an independent artist, and I'm on the train. So back for us, by us. Let him go. Get him, nigga. Get him. My hand. I'm back. Hey, yo, I'm security.
We got a bunch of people sleeping on R&B. My Black Rose album just came out tonight, and they say fans don't buy 4 albums no more. This is what R&B looks like. Hello?
I'm ashamed of me, shame on me. Wish I'd never done you. Then I wake up and you're gone now. Oh, oh, oh. I'm ashamed of me.
Yeah, so you guys, you see that he went on the train. He was in Brooklyn. I wish I was on that train. I don't even know which train he was on, but I wish I was on that train. But, you know, he kind of took it old school and, you know, tried to, you know, pitch to everyone, look, y'all need to buy my album. He was on the train in Brooklyn, you know, selling it. And then he had one on the bus. And when he was on a bus singing, that gave me, like, Sweet Lady, like, music video type. Like, him sitting on, like, the bus just singing. And then the last one with him with the lady, and he was saying how people were sleeping on R&B, and he actually got backlash from a lot of people from that, how people were saying, oh, he's real desperate, he's trying to use a homeless woman to sell his new album. So you guys know that he's very active on Facebook, so I'll link his Facebook below. But he actually, you know, made an apology video explaining, like, I didn't even know that woman was like homeless. He showed the area in which he was in, and he was saying a lot of people sit here and they lay out, so I was just sitting next to her using her sleeping as a metaphor on people sleeping on real R&B. So yeah, but I mean, I don't have the album yet, but I don't have the album yet because I'm actually thinking that maybe I should get like a real physical copy, because the last physical copy I have is the Jasmine Sullivan album, and I tell you, it's only real like certain artists that I will like really buy a physical copy. So I think I'm actually gonna get that today. And then I like his new single, the leading single off of the album, Shame. So maybe next week ish, I'm thinking that I'll probably do an album review for Tyrese's new album, Black Rose. Don't quote me on that, but I am gonna get the physical copy for sure, because I kind of liked his approach as far as, like, you know, trying to get people to buy the album. Kind of sold me. I didn't see him on the bus and I didn't see him on the train, but just the whole idea, you just have to respect it. Like, he was like, look, I'm an independent artist, I'm trying to sell these albums, I'm trying to tell people y'all gotta believe in real R&B. So I respect his approach, and he sold, I didn't buy it yet, but I will for a fact buy it. Y'all can mark my words. He sold me on buying his new album Black Rose. So yeah, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so like always, I end every video by thanking you for tuning in, and I also have to remind you guys to comment on my video, like my video, share my videos with others, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I have one quick note to leave you guys with. One of my favorite singers, 7th Streeter, she just released her new EP, Should Have Been There, and this is what she had to say about the EP. She said, "The last year and a half has been quite a roller coaster for me. Incredible highs, some dark lows. I wrote these songs when I wasn't in the best space. Like always, I say, I don't write the songs just for me. I believe this collection of music can help someone, so instead of pretending, denying, and being embarrassed about what I went through, I'm choosing to put these songs out. As a creative being, I just had to release this music before my debut album in order to really move on with my life. So consider this new project, Should Have Been There Part 1, the prelude and appetizer before the main chorus. I hope you enjoy, and please know that there is more on the way." And I was so excited to get new music from 7 because I absolutely love her first EP, Call Me Crazy But. So it was no way that I was not going to purchase the EP. So if you guys are interested, it is now available for download on iTunes. So be sure to definitely get it. And I don't know if I'm going to do a review on it or not. I don't know if I'm going to do like a review next week, or if I'm just going to do like a separate video review, because it did just come out today. So I feel like it's a little bit too soon, but I will stay listening through it for like the first 3 to 4 times. I like it. I like it. So far, to me, 7 has done absolutely no wrong. So I recommend that you guys get it. And I have to leave you with my song of the week. And because I'm talking about 7 and her new EP, I have to give her the song of the week for her leading single off of the EP, which is Should Have Been There, featuring her boyfriend B.O.B. The song is absolutely so cute. Like, there's no music video, but I'm envisioning a music video if they ever do a music video. Like, I love it. And if you want to hear the song in its entirety, of course, you can head over to my blog at www.j-ashley94.blogspot.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.